Of course, de Blasio looks like a soft touch compared to Australia, where photos of COVID internment camps have been making around, certainly over the weekend. I don't know if you all saw them. The president of Bianco Research, Jim Bianco, joins you now. I saw where you posted the article as well, Jim. I also read your work, and you are concerned, right, because you're sort of breathing a sigh of relief on the Omicron thing, but COVID-19, Delta, it's still going on, and you think it could still spark a wave of draconian actions around the world. You still believe that's likely?
Unfortunately, I do. Show me where the case counts have gone up and we have not seen some kind of economic restrictions. It gets frustrating when you talk about this on social media. Politicians react to one thing, rising case counts. And what do? They panic and they put in restrictions. And then what do we have? Slower growth and higher prices. That's part of the reason why we've got a supply chain shortage as well, too. We can't get people to come back to work. So now we're going to give them more incentives to not come back to work or make them afraid to come back to work. And all that's going to lead to is just more higher prices.
Yeah, I think the thing, social media and just folks in general on Main Street, Jim, is they wonder, they know politicians, you see the data, and listen, we know initially we all had to take a worst case scenario, and we did our best with locking everything down. But since we've been through this going on almost 2 years, that it's not necessarily the most effective way to do these things. And a lot of folks look at it as just a power grab. These governments, from local governments like New York City to states and countries, have obtained so much power they can't give it away. They can't give it back.
Absolutely. And it shows up in various ways in that it hurts the economy. Not only is the power grab mean that they're controlling you, they're restricting your economic movement. They're restricting the ability of businesses to meet the needs of customers. And so it's just making everything worse is what they're winding up doing. I wish they would portray this stuff as a cost. We had the chief of staff, Ron Klain, put out that there's no cost to any of this. It only improves the economy. Really, sending people home, telling people they can't go out, telling people they can't spend their money. That increases economic activity? No, it makes it worse, is all it winds up doing every time.
Yeah, and of course, people feel the pain. Let me get your take on the Fed, because I know you want the Fed to get aggressive. At what point would you say it's too late? In other words, for us to avoid the worst case inflationary outcome, how quick do they have to act?
They have to act right away. In fact, they might already be too late right now. The big problem is we have record demand. Why? We've mailed people hundreds of billions of dollars. They're buying stuff. That's fine. That's great. But the cost is prices are rising faster than wages right now. And so the poor are really falling further behind. Yeah, they're getting a raise, but everything else is more expensive. So when people say, well, the Fed can't print ships, yes, but they've created record demand. They can slow down the demand that would help bring down inflation. So they've got to get moving on this right away. It already might be too late because we've already got 6% inflation.
Yeah, and then we're going to get a CPI number. Some people are talking 7% or close to it. Hey, Jim, always appreciate it. Really, you're one of the best, and I'm glad you always come on and explain these things.
Thank you.
All right, folks, understanding a company's fundamentals is really long.